Get your popcorn ready, because Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes Sunday, 4:25 on CBS is going to be an absolute show. The two best quarterbacks in the NFL going head-to-head, and once again, I couldn't be more excited. Both these quarterbacks are megastars. And listen, Tony Romo brilliantly pointed out yesterday on a sizzling edition of Time to Schein that this is the modern-day version of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. And when we say head-to-head again, we're talking regular season, we're talking about the postseason, we're talking about the classic and the divisional round, the single greatest game ever played in the history of the National Football League, both quarterbacks playing at such a high level. And now, Sunday, you have everything at stake in terms of a tiebreaker and the one seed and home field advantage in the AFC. And that means, I believe, the team that has the better quarterback is going to win the game. That, of course, being Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is QB1. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. The reason why Patrick Mahomes is an underdog for the first time in his career at Arrowhead is because he's the second best quarterback on the football field. Josh Allen is on some kind of heater, some kind of roll. I want you to take a look at this. The last 11 games Josh Allen has played, 11. I mean, these are season numbers that win you an MVP award. Look at what he's done running the football, 54 yards per game, 4 rushing touchdowns, in addition to, obviously, the genius throwing it, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and he is, without question, the leader in the clubhouse right now for MVP. And Josh Allen's unbelievable. Ken Dorsey's done a great job calling the plays. They have huge weapons with Stephon Diggs, with Gabe Davis. These guys are going to be matchup nightmares for a Chiefs defense that is very beatable. And Josh Allen running the football is going to be a factor against the Chiefs defense that is very beatable. And this is not Patrick Mahomes slander. I love Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, first 4 years, he's been a starter in the NFL. It's the greatest start over a 4-year period at the quarterback position for any quarterback in the history of the game. But if you're being honest and you're being objective, okay, and you've been watching these two quarterbacks over those last 11 games, Josh Allen has been the better quarterback by a hair, and I know he was on the losing end because of the defense, the 13 seconds, and the flip of the coin. Josh Allen outplayed Patrick Mahomes in that divisional round classic on CBS. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the National Football League. And if you don't believe me, watch the NFL on CBS in the game of the year coming up this weekend. How about it? Cowboys pass rusher DeMarcus Lawrence, no short of confidence in terms of the matchup heading into the Philadelphia Eagles ball game. Big time matchup on Sunday Night Football. And look, for good reason. Dallas's defense gives them a real shot to upset the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. To me, the two best defenses in the NFL, San Francisco and Dallas. I'd put Buffalo number 3. The Dallas defense absolutely harassed and humiliated the Super Bowl champs last week. The numbers are off the charts. The feel is even better. And I can appreciate what Lawrence was saying. Okay, Jalen Hurts has been excellent, give him credit, but he still has to face us. Now, I think that Philadelphia will win this game because they have a huge advantage at the quarterback position, Hurts versus Rush. Cooper Rush on the road, and Philly is just a well-rounded machine in terms of the football team. Great in the trenches, big-time receivers, excellent defensive backfield, playing at home. I think Philadelphia is going to win this game and take care of business, but I think it's going to be epic. I think it's going to be the ultimate dessert after the game of the year with the Buffalo Bills and, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs on the NFL on CBS. And I think DeMarcus Lawrence is right in theory here. That defense for Dallas is unbelievable, and that defense gives the Dallas Cowboys a chance, and that is going to be a supremely competitive game coming up on Sunday night. You see, here's what bothers me about that show from Ron Rivera. The question was about the ESPN Seth Wickersham report about Daniel Snyder, and I'll paraphrase it here and sum it up in my opinion, Daniel Snyder being the absolute worst. And Ron Rivera decided to put on a show, okay? Same Ron Rivera who earlier this week threw his quarterback Carson Wentz under the bus, saying the difference between Washington and every other team in the NFC East was the quarterback position. So what is it here? This whole organization in Washington is a mess, an absolute mess on a road to nowhere. At least Rivera's postgame was more entertaining than that horrific Thursday night football game we all witnessed last night. I mean, that was an embarrassing, horrendous, pathetic, atrocious, inept sporting event. I mean, Carson Wentz was dreadful. Washington was dreadful. Every element of this ball game was, you wanted to gouge your eyes. I mean, it was cringe-inducing. Carson Wentz threw for 99 yards last night. He threw for 9 against the Bears. Against Ron Rivera picked the quarterback. That's right. I mean, the only thing is Justin Fields was worse. I mean, interceptions, muff punts last night, batted balls. I mean, get the Chicago Bears off my TV forever. I've ranted on this for years, for 1,501 episodes on Time to Shine. I don't want to see the Bears on national TV. They are offensive. They're awful. This was the ultimate game to forget. I mean, sometimes numbers lie. I mean, Al Michaels was going to throw himself out of the booth last night. I mean, that was absolutely wild. That was absolutely insane. If only anyone could have seen that coming. Oh, wait, that was me and everyone else. Welcome back, Time to Shine. Friday staple on the show, love or loathe. Starting in Major League Baseball, where the Astros took a 2-0 series lead, thanks once again to Yordan Alvarez's heroics. So, love or loathe, the Astros sweep away the Mariners. Oh, I love this. This is a lock. It's going to happen. Yordan Alvarez, back-to-back games, he hits a go-ahead home run, walk-off game 1, take the lead in the 6th inning game 2. And Dusty Baker postgame compared him to Barry Bonds in terms of the feel. And Dusty, of course, managed Barry Bonds in San Francisco. It's over. Mariners would have had a shot at this one if they held on in game 1. Instead, bust out the brooms. Staying in Major League Baseball, love or loathe, the Dodgers take a 2-1 series lead over the Padres tonight. I love this. You have a lot of Twitter tough guys, a lot of seam heads flying off the handle here with the Dodgers losing game 2. Look, the Dodgers are loaded. Gonsolin is absolutely going to take care of business. I think that he has been remarkable all year against San Diego. LA is loaded in terms of the juggernaut batting order. They've owned the Padres, including in San Diego, the last few years. Love the Dodgers tonight. Love the Dodgers this series. Love the Dodgers to win the World Series. So the NFL, love or loathe? Packers pummel the Jets on Sunday. Loathe. And I think Green Bay is going to win, but I'm telling you right here, right now, Green Bay has real problems. Sometimes stats lie. These numbers do not. The feel is even worse. At best, the Green Bay offense has been ordinary. And the Jets, they've got something going on. I was dead wrong on the Jets preseason, saying they would start the season 0-7. Listen, Zach Wilson's been tough and clutch in his first 2 starts. Hall is a tremendous young running back. Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. Rivera Tucker on the offensive line. He's got first-team All-Pro written all over him. Sauce Gardner has been remarkable. The Jets are plucky, and I give them a chance coming up at Lambeau. Welcome back. Time to Shine. Oh, look at us, Will Brinson. Look at us. Both 8s and 8s last week. The hell is wrong with me? Why would I take the Chicago Bears? I know if Mooney caught it, I would have won, but whatever. That game was gross. Let's get to the rest of the week number 6 picks in the NFL, starting with the game of the year on the NFL on CBS. The Buffalo Bills favored by 2.5, visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Will Brinson, take your pick.
You know, I'm glad you could upgrade your guest from yesterday. You go from Romo to me. I mean, it's a huge leap forward in terms of talent at CBS. This is the game of the year. It's a game of the century until they meet again in the playoffs on CBS again, right? I think this game cannot be hyped enough. There's not enough we can say about this game. It's going to be awesome. I gave you flack about the hyping the Bills Steelers last week on CBS. This one's worth hyping, Schein. And you know, the handicap's pretty simple for me. Patrick Mahomes, the first time ever as an underdog at home. I'm taking the points, and I like the Chiefs to win the game.
Listen, Romo actually texted earlier. He wanted to come on the show today. I said, no. Friday's a Will Brinson day. That's it. Slow down, Tony. Friday's a Will Brinson day. I'm taking the Bills. We talked about it earlier in the show. I think that they have the quarterback advantage. We showed everyone the last 11 games. Josh Allen has played football. And even more than that, Will, I love this matchup for Gabe Davis making some splash plays. Stephon Diggs, think he could have 7 to 10 catches, 150 yards. Look at what Carr and Adams did last week. Von Miller, to me, is the ultimate X factor in terms of tangibles, intangibles. Honestly, game of the year. I am so fired up for it. Rematch of the greatest playoff game in NFL history, greatest game in NFL history. Final score, 38-28. The Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen take care of business. Another great game on CBS with the Baltimore Ravens favored by 5.5, visiting the New York Football Giants. Will Brinson, take a pick.
You know, the other nice thing about this, the way that this whole week's set up, is that we really saw the NFL schedule makers and you know, like just how they handled it. Clear the decks for KC Buffalo. Like, there's only 2 other games, I think, in the afternoon slot. There's some great weird games here, though, including this one between the Ravens and the Giants, the Wink Martindale revenge game. You had the Giants, who are a shocking 4-1. You know, Baltimore's given up those 2 17-point leads. I think this game could turn into a sneaky shootout. The Ravens secondary, they're missing Marcus Williams. He's been their leading defender on a bad pass defense. Daniel Jones is going to have to stretch the field. I'm not sure who he's throwing to, but he's going to have to find somebody, maybe Darius Slayton. And I think Lamar Jackson is going to have an explosive game here. I think sneaky shootout. I'll take the Ravens to cover. I think they're just the better team. Giants playing a little bit above their head.
Well, give me the Giants with the points. And we're at a stage right now where, unless it's a total mismatch in terms of talent, if the Giants are an underdog, give me Brian Daboll. And sure, you joke, and I would too, Wink Martindale revenge game. No, really. Wink Martindale revenge game. They can try to spin it any way they want this week in the press. He got fired after being there with John Harbaugh for a long time. And Wink is a great defensive mind, and Kafka calling the offense, and Daboll has him buttoned up. And I don't think the Giants are very good, but honestly, I don't think the Ravens are a great team. They have a superstar player in Lamar Jackson. Are they good enough to beat this well-coached team in New York by 6 points? I don't think so. Baltimore wins. Give me the Giants to cover. In the NFC, the Rams are at home, favored by 10 points, taking on the Carolina Panthers. LA favored by 10. Will Brinson, take a pick?
I'd love the Rams in this spot if Matt Rule was still coaching the Panthers, but I'm a huge proponent of what I like to call the dead cat bounce game. The Panthers are a literal dead cat. They are a trash feline football team, and they're going to bounce off the pavement here with Steve Wilks bringing some energy. Matt Rule had his hands in everything in that building. He's like editing stories on Panthers.com and stuff, and I think everyone's just glad that he's gone. A little air out of the balloon. Cam Akers not going to play. That offensive line is very bad for the Rams. I think the Panthers keep it within the number barely.
Honestly, I couldn't circle Carolina fast enough. I think Matt Rule getting fired is the best thing to happen to this organization. He sucked the life out of everyone in that building. I mean, he was controlling the great Panthers social media team.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, what are you doing? You have enough trouble coaching the damn football team and picking the quarterback. Steve Wilks, if nothing else, he's inspiring. I think they're going to be fired up to go out and play for him. There's talent all over that defense. good players at the skill position. I'm not on Planet Delusional and picking Carolina to win. But hey, the Rams are all sorts of banged up. No Akers, as you mentioned. The offensive line has been terrible. Kupp was on the injury report. Donald was on the injury report. Give me Carolina with the points. I mean, he's going after Panthers.com. What the hell is going on here? So take a look at the rest of our week number 6 picks. Will and I are sharing a brain on San Francisco. I know, I'm going against Belichick, and he hates Cleveland, but I think Cleveland's better, so I'm going to take Nick Chubb to get that done. We talked about it earlier in the show. I think the Jets are going to hang. Green Bay is going to win. We disagree on Colts and Jacksonville. That's kind of the, I don't know, I'll roll with Indy game. We're both saying big weekend for Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Lizzo, and the Minnesota Vikings. We'll reference how there are some really sneaky good games in that 1 o'clock window. I love Bengals Saints on CBS. I'm very intrigued by that. Since he's going to take care of business, we agree on the Bucs. We agree on the Seahawks. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, as I said earlier in the show, Philadelphia is going to win. I think the number's too big. Give me Dallas. And Will Brinson, for some odd reason, is taking the Denver Broncos. Look, Tony Romo wanted on. I said no. Will Brinson getting it done as always. Will, as always, thanks for joining us and enjoy the games this weekend. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.